There's a reason you're here right now. Something inside you is screaming for more. Your comfortable life has become your prison, and deep down, you know it. The question is, are you brave enough to face what's coming next? Most men live their entire lives sleepwalking. They exist, but never truly live. They've accepted the mediocrity sold to them as normal. Wake up, follow orders, chase temporary pleasures, repeat until death. Is that what you want written on your tombstone? Here lies a man who never faced his demons. The ancient warriors understood something we've forgotten. Greatness requires blood, not just sweat and tears, but the symbolic blood of your weaker self. The part of you that wants to quit, that makes excuses, that tells you tomorrow, when your destiny is screaming now, discipline isn't just about morning routines or cold showers. Real discipline is the daily sacrifice of immediate comfort for distant glory. It's the willingness to do what others won't, to stand alone if necessary, to embrace the pain that transforms lead into gold. When you begin this journey, understand this truth. There are no shortcuts. The universe rewards those who pay in full. Each repetition, each moment of resistance overcome, each battle with your lesser self. These are the payments that cannot be forgiven or forgotten. They must be paid by you alone. Modern society has convinced men that suffering is to be avoided at all costs. They've medicalized discomfort and pathologized pain, but the great men throughout history, from Spartan warriors to modern special forces operators, all share one common trait. They've learned to make suffering their ally. Suffering is the only true teacher. When you push through the barrier of what you thought possible, when your lungs are burning and your muscles screaming, when every fiber of your being wants to stop, that's when the real education begins. Pain strips away the illusions. It reveals who you truly are beneath the social mask. Are you the lion you pretend to be, or just another sheep in disguise? Only suffering can answer this question honestly. Remember, comfort is the enemy of achievement. The moment you become comfortable, you begin dying. Your potential withers. Your dreams fade. Your spirit weakens. The most dangerous place for a man to live is within the boundaries of his comfort zone. The most difficult battle you'll face isn't against external forces. It's against the enemy within your ego. Your ego is the voice that tells you you're special without achievement, that you deserve without earning, that you know without learning. Your ego is the part of you that seeks validation instead of growth, that chooses the appearance of strength over actual strength. It's the voice that whispers, "You've done enough." When excellence demands more, the ego fears death more than anything. Not physical death, but the death of... This is why most men never transform. Transformation requires the willingness to die symbolically, to let go of who you think you are to become who you were meant to be. When you feel resistance to training, to discipline, to facing hard truths, that's your ego fighting for its survival. When you defend your limitations instead of transcending them, that's your ego keeping you small. The paradox of manhood. To become stronger, you must first admit your weakness. To become wiser, you must first acknowledge your ignorance. To become who you're destined to be, you must first destroy who you currently are. True transformation isn't comfortable or convenient. It will not arrive on your schedule or conform to your expectations. It comes through fire. The fire of discipline, the fire of suffering, the fire of sacrifice. Think of the blacksmith forging a sword. Does he gently suggest the metal change its shape? Does he ask politely for it to become sharp and strong? No. He subjects it to extreme heat, to merciless hammering, to violent transformation. The metal has no choice but to change or break. You are both the blacksmith and the metal. Parts of you will resist. Parts of you will beg for mercy. Your old self will fight to survive with every weapon at its disposal. Doubt, fear, rationalization, distraction. This resistance isn't something to avoid. It's something to seek out. The stronger the resistance, the more important the change. The transformation you seek doesn't happen in a single moment of clarity or in a weekend retreat. It happens daily, in the smallest choices and the hardest fights. It happens when you choose discomfort over ease, when you face what you've been avoiding, when you do what must be done, regardless of how you feel. Forget motivation. Motivation is a fair-weather friend who abandons you when you need it most. The men who change themselves and then change the world aren't motivated. They're devoted. They understand that perseverance isn't about feeling good. It's about continuing when everything feels impossible. The Navy SEALs have a saying, "The only easy day was yesterday." This isn't pessimism. It's radical acceptance of reality. Tomorrow will test you. The path grows steeper, not easier. The weights get heavier, not lighter. The challenges become more complex, not simpler. Perseverance means continuing, not until it hurts, but until you've been reborn through the hurt. It means understanding that the voice telling you to quit is the same voice that has kept you mediocre. It means recognizing that temporary pain leads to permanent power. Most men quit at the first sign of serious resistance. They interpret difficulty as a sign they're on the wrong path. But difficulty is often a sign you're finally on the right path. The treasure is guarded by dragons for a reason. The worthy path is meant to filter out the unworthy travelers. The journey of transformation leads inevitably to self-knowledge, not the comfortable self-knowledge of listing your strengths and preferences, but the brutal self-knowledge of facing your shadows, your weaknesses, They know their social persona, their resume, their collection of opinions borrowed from others, but they never excavate deep enough to find their authentic core. The part of them that exists beyond social conditioning and ego protection. Self-knowledge requires merciless honesty. It demands that you question everything, especially your most cherished beliefs about yourself. Are you really as tough as you think? As smart, as good? Or have you been hiding behind comfortable lies? The path to self-knowledge is paved with uncomfortable questions. What are you avoiding? What are you pretending not to know? What parts of yourself have you disowned? What potential have you betrayed? When you begin to answer these questions honestly, you unlock dormant power. You reclaim the energy wasted on maintaining illusions. You gain access to the authentic core of your being, the part of you that can withstand any storm because it's anchored in truth. Every great achievement requires sacrifice. Not just the sacrifice of time or comfort, but the ultimate sacrifice, who you currently are, for who you could become. This is the sacrifice most men refuse to make. They want transformation without loss, rebirth without death, victory without battle. They want to add without subtracting, to gain without giving. But the universe demands balance. Something must be surrendered for something new to emerge. Your limitations for your potential, your excuses for your power, your past for your future. The sacrifice required is nothing less than your current identity, the collection of habits, beliefs, and patterns that define your life today. This identity feels like you, but it isn't you. It's merely the accumulated result of your past choices, influences, and compromises. Your true self lies beyond this identity, in the realm of your highest potential. To reach it, you must be willing to lose who you are to find who you were meant to be. There are two paths before you now: the path of comfort, of slow decay, of quiet desperation, masked as normalcy, and the path of transformation, of voluntary suffering, of becoming the man you were born to be. The first path requires nothing from you but surrender to the current. The second demands everything: your full commitment, your deepest courage, your unwavering discipline. The choice seems obvious when presented this way, yet most will still choose comfort. They'll close this video and return to their sleeping lives, perhaps momentarily inspired but ultimately unchanged. But you are not. Most men, something in you is awakening. The spark that drove warriors, builders, and leaders throughout history burns in you too. It may be just an ember now, but with the oxygen of action, it can become a blaze that transforms not just your life, but the world around you. The time for half measures and hesitation is over. Embrace the pain. Welcome the sacrifice. Pursue the struggle. This is how legends are born. Your rebirth begins now. The only question is, are you brave enough to die to your old self? Choose wisely. The world needs the authentic power that lies dormant within you, and deep in your soul, you know it too. It's time to become who you were born to be.